Hello Heavy Metal Maidens and Masters, I'm Heavy Metal Momma and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am showing you how I style chokers, but before we get to that, remember to like this video, comment down below to discuss any of the things that come up in the video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and thank you to all of you that already do. Hit that notification bell so you can find out whenever I upload, and welcome. So, chokers. So chokers have been a big part of the alternative fashion scene. I mean, since really it began, they are a big part of punk fashion and of goth fashion. And I know that a lot of you have asked in the comments of other videos how I style them. So here is the video explaining to you how I style them. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about is the description and materials. So I would say that there are many different types of chokers, but I tend to categorize them into 3 different categories. Those categories are dainty chokers. So dainty chokers are essentially a necklace that is just worn very close to the neck. So they are usually a very fine chained necklace, or they are a velvet or suede strap, or maybe a very thin faux leather strap of material that is worn close to the neck. They are understated, very everyday kind of fashion that you can wear. It is basically just a necklace worn tightly. They usually fasten with a safety chain and a lobster claw clasp, although that is not exclusive, and they are probably the easiest type of chokers to wear. So the next type is what I would call the collar. So these are much more like a dog collar. They are usually a leather or faux leather strap, nice and thick, with poppers or a buckle to do them up. They are definitely giving off a bit more of a BDSM vibe. So then we have the chunky stainless steel choker. These are definitely more everyday than the collar, but they are definitely a bit more industrial. There's something a little more harsh than the dainty style of choker. These are the kind of thing that you can wear that is a bit more of an impact but can still be worn every day, where you might find that a collar feels like it's too much. These are not exclusive categories, however. They're more of a sliding scale. So I just like to categorize them into these different categories. For me, it makes it easier to explain to you how I do different outfits with the different types of chokers. There are, of course, like I said, different things on the market that fit between these 2 styles. For example, Mysticum Luna at the moment has a gorgeous choker. It's made of stainless steel, but it's got these beautiful little teardrop crystals on them. I think that really bridges the gap between a dainty choker and a stainless steel one. So like I said, there's lots of different things on the market. You just have to sort of go out there and have a look and see what suits what you are looking for in a choker or multiple chokers. Quality and construction. So dainty chokers, not always, but tend to be on the lower end of the quality scale. This is because they don't need to have structural integrity. Their dainty nature means that they can be made of lower quality, more flimsy materials, because they don't need to support heavy charms, etc., which also means that the charms on them can be made of things like acrylic, lightweight metals, that kind of thing, because they don't need to support very much weight. Velvet and suede also is quite a soft material that in itself can't support a lot of weight, but it does also give it this feeling of luxuriousness, so you can wear them as both a casual outfit and something a little more elegant, or even as evening wear, because of that feeling of elegance. These are definitely not the kind of things that you would probably want to wear in a mosh pit, just because they probably wouldn't be able to stand up to the wear and tear that happens in something like a mosh pit. All it would take is for this to get caught in somebody's finger, on a buckle, something like that, and you're probably going to snap it. But that does mean that they are perfect for a beautiful sit-down dinner in a restaurant, or just sitting around in the office. Stainless steel. Stainless steel is known for being a really durable and resistant material that can withstand a really quite brutal amount of wear. Stainless steel chokers can definitely vary in quality. I have seen ones that, quite frankly, from Temu, I don't think would last 5 minutes, and then you get something like this from Scarlet and Chains that is incredibly hardy and durable. For me, scarlet and chain chokers are definitely second to none. They had to develop their own tools to make them because there weren't jewellery making tools on the market that could withstand the durability of the stainless steel that they are using. So I personally love Scarlet and Chain's stainless steel chokers, but like the Mysticum Luna ones that I've seen recently are beautiful. I would say that these are more of a industrial, robust design, whereas the Mysticum Luna ones are definitely a little more elegant and beautiful and refined, but there is definitely a finer material that has been used to make them. So these are hardy. You could wear this in a mosh pit and it's not going anywhere, whereas I think the Mysticum Luna one you might not want to, just because you wouldn't want to damage it because it's just so refined and beautiful. They are also sturdy enough to withstand a play scene with them. They were designed with that in mind. Collars, so real leather and faux. Again, these can vary wildly in the quality and the construction. So faux leather, again, can really vary wildly depending on company to company. I have found that some of my older Killstar ones, the coating is starting to flake off a little bit on some of the really old ones, whereas I think leather does stand the test of time more. But if you can get something like a Tommy Vowles one, his quality is phenomenal, but that's why you pay the price that you do for a Tommy Vowles collar. If you're on a budget and it fits within your ethics, a real leather collar is a really great way to go. You can get a lot of them online. There's a particular company, I will list them here. They have some phenomenal real leather collars that I'm really thinking about going and buying one, because you can completely custom them. They're like £13 for the most expensive one with all the bells and whistles on it. Really, really affordable. It just depends on what your ethics is regarding real leather. But the look of either of these materials really makes a statement, particularly when in alternative fashion, because it's quite a statement compared to what normal society would wear. So they really do pack a punch in an outfit. You can buy something from Temu and it will look great. Just don't expect the quality to be there. Whereas you can buy something for 100 times the price from Tommy Vowles and it will be phenomenal and hopefully last you an absolute lifetime. I mean, because they're custom made, so it will be the perfect item for you. They will fit you perfectly. Which brings me on to fit and sizing. So dainty chokers are probably the easiest things to fit and size. So if they are on something like this velvet or faux leather chain, they tend to have this safety chain on there with the lobster claw clasp, which means that you've got a good sort of 5 to 10 centimeters of play in the size that you can get them around your neck. You could even just get a normal necklace and wrap it round your neck twice and put that on, and then you've got loads of adjustability. Or if it's something that is on like a wider open chain, you could even just do it up really short around your neck and then let the back piece trail down your back, if that suits you better. This means that these kind of dainty chokers tend to have the widest variety of sizing and are the easiest to be able to wear for all body sizes. Stainless steel chokers. So some of these have extender chains on them and some of them don't. Mine personally don't. This is a Scarlet and Chains one. They don't have extender chains, but Scarlet and Chains actually do a lifetime fit guarantee. So what they will do is, within reason, obviously you can't keep sending them in every 2 months, but if you rapidly lose or gain a lot of weight, they will change your collar for you and they will extend it so that you can use your jewellery for life, which is amazing. So you don't need to worry so much about having the extender. It also means when you order them, you're putting in your size measurements into their website rather than just picking one off the rack. Other brands which have stainless steel chokers have some form of an extender chain on them, or you can actually purchase separate stainless steel extenders. I have one for my Spooky Bitch collar here. I have an extender. I don't need it for the collar. I've got it for my harness, but it means if I needed to, I could just extend this collar so that it would still fit if my neck suddenly increased quite a bit in size. Collar chokers. So they tend to be one of two ways of doing them up. You either tend to have a buckle like this, nice chunky buckle that does up, which means that you can, within reason, put more holes in, either make it a little bit longer so that it fits a wider neck, or add extra holes on the inside to make it smaller if you lose a lot of weight and you need a smaller sizing on them, or they're poppers. Now obviously being able to put a hole in where you prefer, it definitely gives you more versatility. I do like a popper though, because you can either do it up on like the biggest one, or you can move the way in, so it gives you quite a lot of different places that you can do them up. I personally find that poppers are a bit more comfortable because your hair doesn't get caught in the buckle as much, but that's a long hair girl problem, so it depends what your hairstyle is and whether that even bothers you. You know, it's something that bothers me, it doesn't bother a lot of people, and vice versa. I do find a lot of these collar chokers don't seem to come sized. I know Killstar did do one set where they were sized. I haven't seen it again, so I'm assuming it wasn't selling very well. But if you're buying something from somewhere like Tommy Vowles, obviously because you are giving your neck measurements, it will be custom made to fit you. So it will be the perfect fit for you. And I'm assuming that they allow some wiggle room either side so that they fit it so that you're on the middle buckle hole, so that you can put on a little bit of weight or lose a little bit of weight and it will still fit you perfectly. Etsy sellers also often do a range of different sizes, or they can even make it to measure for you. For example, the company that makes the very, very reasonably priced leather collars, because they are literally cutting them from their own piece of leather, I think you can contact them and just say, I have a very big neck, I have a very small neck, please can you make it size XXX, and they will be able to do that for you. So there is a lot of different wiggle room with collars like this for sizing. Style and versatility. I mean, realistically, if you guys want to know how to style a collar, put one on and just see how it feels, see how you like it. I personally like to have different levels. So I have certain rules that I abide by when I am styling a collar, but those rules might not be important to you. You might not like them, and you can just break the rules if you want to. These are just things that I am thinking about when I am designing an outfit, and design, you know, whether it's that, do I want to wear this kind of top, or am I starting from the collar? But I have certain little rules that I apply to myself, but I can break them if I want to. It's just how I like to style my items. So I like to wear collars like this, dainty collars like this. Again, it's just a necklace that sits a little bit higher. So I either like to wear it with just a top like this, where, you know, it's framing the décolletage, where you've got this sort of square neckline with something like this, very dainty, dangles down. This is the kind of thing that I might wear to the office, just going to the supermarket, something like that, where I want to appear alternative, but I don't want to be turning heads per se. I also like to wear chokers with dresses and tops where a normal necklace that sits here, sort of thing, might well interfere with the detailing on the top. So if you've got straps that form a pentagram or just crisscross across the front, something like that, a choker is a great way to be able to wear some jewellery and it sit apart from those straps, because I think that strap is the detail. That's why you bought the top, because it's got this interesting detail. You don't want jewellery getting all caught up and mixed up in it. I also like to wear collars with what I call like a mock neck or a high necked top. So something that it sits about here, it's got a sort of 2 centimetre, 1 inch strap that goes round my neck. I like to wear a collar that sits on top of it. If you're just dipping your toe into wearing collars, you might either want to try something like this, where it's just a fairly basic square or round neck top, or you could even go with a V-neck top with a dainty little choker like this with a small charm that dangles down, or a mock neck top where your whole front is covered so that the top comes right up to here, and then you have a collar. You could definitely then go for a collar that is a bit more of a statement, like a leather collar rather than one of these dainty chokers, because your chest is covered. So if you're concerned about people staring at your chest, as it were, that because you've got this mock neck top on, nobody can see it. I must say, I personally particularly like wearing them with like mesh mock neck tops, because you can still see a little bit of the cleavage, because I do like to show off my décolletage, but you've got this height there, and then this collar really sort of just adds to it and shows more at the front. Personally, also, I don't like too many things going on with the tattoos here, but that's because I've had my chest tattooed. A lot of people haven't. So that is another layer that I tend to have to think about, which, you know, if you haven't had your chest tattooed, it's not even an issue for you. So if you're wearing a V-neck top, you could wear something with a really big charm that sits right here in the middle, that really draws the eye to the center of the V in the V-neck top. I mean, it's similar to this, basically just that, so that you've got something there to really draw the eye. Whereas if you're wearing something that is like a slash neck or a bardo top, which sits a lot higher, you might need to think a bit more about the levels that you've got going on with your choker. So you might want to go for a choker that doesn't have any dangling charms on it, something like this, where the charm is essentially in the middle of the choker, so that you're drawing the eye right up to the neck, so that you don't have anything then that interferes with the neck of your top, particularly if it's a slash neck top, because if you've got something that dangles down, it might dip underneath and then in front and underneath and in front, which would mean that people aren't seeing the charm. But you also, therefore, if you've got something that is a high slash neck top, you might want something with a big charm that sits right in the centre of your chest, so that it definitely sits over the front of that top, right in the middle of your chest, drawing the eye there. If you've got a bardo top, again, you might want to think about the levels. You might either want something with, like this, no dangling charm, or something with a dangling charm that sits very high, or something that sits really, really low, like this one, with all of the danglies, so that they sit right down in the centre of the chest. It just depends on what look you're going for, and whether you want the choker to be the focus of the outfit, or you just want the choker to be a nice little cherry on top. I also love to wear chokers with my out outfits, you know, the kind of thing that you're wearing to like a gig or a nightclub, something like that, where you are really going to town on your outfit. I personally tend to be wearing something quite skimpy for that sort of thing. And I like to match my collar to my belt. So for example, I have this collar with these stainless steel dangling straps, and, you know, the faux leather strap itself. I have a belt from Killstar. It's a very old belt that I really like to wear, that kind of, I think, matches this. And, you know, I have some sort of matching earrings and stuff that I like to wear with it. Or I also like to wear this with this great big huge O-ring at the front, with my Disturbia belt, which also has O-rings at the front and the sides, and again dangling chains. I just really like to sort of match the O-ring to O-ring feel, and I also like to add in matching earrings as well. So I really like to go for the matchy because I'm quite a matchy girl. But that is just how I like to do it. There's lots of different ways that you can accessorize something, but I mean, that it's almost the choker and the belt is the outfit. You could pretty much just be wearing a really basic, short, skimpy black dress and all of these, you know, accoutrements, and that makes the outfit. So dainty chokers, in comparison, I like to wear them for sort of daytime, work appropriate outfits. They're less hardcore goth. It's not the kind of thing that people slightly gasp at when you're walking down the street. These are great with sort of standard tops and dresses, the kind of thing that, you know, you can easily mill about in normal people and they're not going to take great offence to it. For example, a fairly basic sort of 90s style summer dress, or something like this top, looks great with a dainty choker. Also, these dainty chokers, I don't tend to wear something with a charm this big with strappy type tops and dresses, just because I like there to be some contrast between my top and my choker, either whether that be this negative space of my skin here with this colour on it, or whether it be that the choker itself is like a silver colour or something like that. So I wouldn't wear this necklace with one of my dresses with the straps at the front, but I would potentially wear this Killstar one here with this sort of pewter effect motif on the front, because you've got contrast then between this black top and the choker itself. So stainless steel again tends to bridge the gap between those kind of daytime, it's fine for the supermarket, the school run sort of looks, and the very, very much club, very industrial goth look that you get from a collar. I like the fact that with the stainless steel ones, you've got that colour contrast as well. So that's why I really like to wear those ones over one of my mesh mock neck tops or something like that, because you've got the black on my body, but then you've got this silver pop in the front, and I think that they bridge the gap well. You can still wear them to work as long as you wear them with the right kind of thing, and they look great, but you can definitely also wear them to the club or to the mosh pit and they still work. So I like the stainless steel. I think they're a good in-between type of choker. They also don't necessarily take up masses of space on your neck like a collar might do. So they definitely fill in more space than something dainty like this, but not anywhere near as much space as the thick strap that you get from a collar. They're also a bit easier to wear because they're not bulky, where they haven't taken up all that space around your neck. They're a bit more comfortable to wear. You've got more range of movement. They don't feel like they're sort of pressing on you. The collar chokers, on the other hand, make one hell of a statement. So because you've got this big, thick black band around your neck, they really draw the eye to the top of the neck, and they make a statement. They're not the kind of thing that is seen in normal society every day. So they really make a statement about your look, which makes an outfit pack a punch. I like to wear them to really elevate an outfit if I really want to be playing the goth card. You can take a simple dress easily from day to night with something like one of these collars and then chuck on one of those, and suddenly you've got a nighttime outfit. You can, take an office outfit and suddenly it becomes a outfit for the club. I also like to match my belt, my earrings, etc. I think that's a really great way of drawing the whole look together and making it look intentional rather than just I chucked on this very sexy collar. And because most collars, I mean almost all of my collars type things are silver, that gives a real contrast in the outfit because everything I wear is black. So this silver really packs a shiny contrasting punch to an outfit, so it really makes the outfit pop. I do have a black one. This is the black one, and this is more subtle. Even though we've got enormous spikes, huge great big O-ring, it's actually weirdly more subtle because it blends in more with the outfit because it's all black, so it doesn't draw the eye in the same way, which means you can get away with giant great big spikes, and it's definitely more subtle than the silver in the same thing. Look, very similar collars, but this one's just got these D-rings, this one's got these huge spikes, but actually these visually make more of an impact because these little D-rings are in silver versus these giant great big spikes because they're black. Comparisons. Obviously a lot of my choker collection is old. Sadly, all of these are from House of Bats. All of these gorgeous ones on these little suede bands are from House of Bats. I loved House of Bats, but they are no more. I've got so many gorgeous dainty little chokers from there. A lot of my chokers are Killstar, and I would say 90% of them are no longer available. But if you're after dainty chokers, Disturbia have a lot of different dainty chokers, and they tend to bridge the gap quite well between a dainty choker going into a stainless steel choker. They also have lots of things that are like multi-layered, so if you like to layer them, it's not my bag layering them. I am not one for putting a choker on and then a bunch of other necklaces. I know a lot of people like to do it. Lizzie, the Haunted Bat, does a great job of it. It is not my vibe. It just feels too cluttered. It's not the look that I go for. But she does it amazingly. So if you want tips from how to do a layered look, go speak to Lizzie. I am not your girl for that, I'm afraid. It upsets my brain. So Mystic and Luna, like I said, have got some gorgeous chokers in at the moment. Particularly they've got like a new sort of bridal range because Paige from Mystic and Luna has just got married. Congratulations to Paige and Ryan. You two looked gorgeous at your wedding. And they are phenomenal, these chokers. I want them so bad, but I'm trying not to spend too much money at the moment. So I will be possibly asking for one for Christmas because they're gorgeous. And of course, Killstar have lots of different ones. There's the Killstar Crossed Fates choker at the moment, which is a great dainty little choker. Lots of beautiful, beautiful dainty chokers available from lots of different places. They are just a few of the examples. Stainless steel chokers, again, Mystic and Luna have some gorgeous stainless steel ones as well. Beautiful, beautiful collection. As I said before, Scarlet in Chains have so many gorgeous stainless steel chokers. They are, I would say, the gold standard for stainless steel chokers. Everything is beautiful, so sturdy, so good value for money. I definitely recommend Scarlet in Chains. I think there is also a discount code down in the description for both Mystic and Luna and Scarlet in Chains, so you can of course use that to get some discount off any of your purchases. Again, Disturbia have some lovely stainless steel style ones. Like I said, they've got ones that sort of bridge the gap between dainty and stainless steel, so go check out their collection. I have no idea on the quality. I have never bought anything from Disturbia jewellery wise, so I cannot comment on the quality, but they look pretty on the website. And the last one for stainless steel is Love Rocks Shop. Now, I desperately want to get my hands on one of these, and every time I try and manage to get in for their launch on a Sunday, it's like every couple of weeks they have a launch day on Sunday. Its launches are like 8 o'clock, and by 8:03 they're all sold out. So it's really infuriating. One day I will get my hands on them. So again, cannot tell you what the quality is like, but I have heard from others that they are really great quality chokers. So if you can get your hands on one, I am so jealous of you. And finally, collared chokers. So the leather shop that I was telling you about earlier, Aeon Leather, they have some really cool chokers. There's nothing like crazy detail wise, but if you want a really solid leather choker for $11.99, then go grab one. There is also at the other end of the price spectrum, Tommy Vowell's beautiful bespoke faux leather chokers made by hand in Berlin. There's like a 4 to 6 week turnaround time on them. They are stunning. One day I will get some of his stuff, but I just cannot justify that with 2 children at home. You know, it's, oh yes, children, you can have birthday presents, or mummy can have a nice belt and collar. So one day I will get myself one, but the day is not today, but I pine for them. And of course, Killstar have lots of things, you know, I would say they're quite middle of the road. Quality's okay, faux leather. Some of them I have had for a while and they're doing great. This one is doing really well, great quality. There's one little tiny scuff in the faux leather there, whereas this one, admittedly, this is the one that I've had the longest. Great big chunks of the faux leather are starting to fall off, and the metal has definitely oxidized. There must be some copper in there because we've got some lovely copper sulfate crystals there, and it definitely does leave a little bit of a green tinge on my skin. I have already clear nail varnished this once. To be honest, it's so delicate now, I don't think I could wear it without ruining it. So yeah, their quality's okay, but I would suggest you go for something that is a higher quality, but that does mean spending either a lot of money or getting something that's leather. Up to you as to what your decision on what you feel comfortable buying is. But there's lots out there on the market. So in conclusion, I have rules that I like to use when I am styling chokers, but they are my rules, they are not your rules. You can style them however you want, but I hope this has helped give you some ideas of what I'm thinking about when I'm styling chokers. It's mainly about making sure that you've got the space right, so that there's not too many things interfering with each other, and that the levels of what you're doing are right, and that if you've got any contrast there, that you can really see it to make that impact. Let me know what your thoughts are. How do you style chokers? Do you have any rules that you employ that I haven't mentioned? Do you have any different ways of styling things? Do you have any product recommendations for me? Obviously, this was from a quick Google search. If you've got any brands that I haven't mentioned that you think are a really great manufacturer of chokers, let me know down in the comments below. I will happily put them in the description of the video if I think they're good, because, you know, I love to share all these different items with everybody. And remember to like this video, comment down below to discuss any of the things that come up in the video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and thank you to all of you that already do. Hit that notification bell so you can find out whenever I upload. And remember people, stay heavy.